Hi, this is my first YouTube video, and it's going to be a haul from dollar stores and how dollar store items can be great for beginners. And we'll see what we have here today. Sketchbooks. Now these ones are from Dollarama, they're new. This one's $3, the medium one. I took the prices off. $5 for this one. This one must be $4.50, I think. And the paper is a little flimsy, but it's good for sketchbook paper, for not so much for wet media, but for dry. And you can get away with it. It comes in 3 sizes. And I've used worse sketchbooks. They're not terrible. They're just basic sketchbooks. Next, we have the watercolor paper from Dollarama. It's $3.25. The price went up. It's 20 sheets. I checked it with a pH pen, and it told me it was acid free, even though it doesn't say here, I don't think. And sorry for the sniffling. I have sinus problems. Not a lot of people will like this paper, or that I've seen use it have liked it. You can use it for watercolor, but I prefer to use it for acrylic. It's, where is that to? 300 GSM. So it's not a thin paper, but it takes acrylic really well and gouache. Some of the watercolor works really weird on it. It has kind of like a weird film on top. I tried some Daniel Smith on it. Some of it worked fine. It just worked as it's supposed to. But one of the colors I've used, which was a cobalt teal, acted very strangely on this paper. Like it wouldn't color it. You'd put a glob there and it would just like separate and go into the grooves and leave the top part white. Well, the other ones just sat on top as like a normal watercolor. It didn't separate. I don't know what is up with that, but that's all about experimentation. And here we have one of their other basic sketchbooks. The paper is for like dry media, and it's a little thicker than the other sketchbooks I have there, and it's fine for basic sketchbook. I took the price off that one too, but I think they're like $3 or $5 now. The price went up. And I've been using one of these for doing heads and faces, and it works great for that, for studies, and I haven't had a problem with it. Just don't use wet media. And this is just a basic children's sketchbook that I bought to have some bigger paper just to mess around with. I do have lots of big paper, but it's more expensive, and it's just more, it makes me feel better to use the cheaper stuff before using the bigger stuff. And here's some paints. No, paintbrushes. The dollar store here sometimes sells the pans. So you get 9 pieces, 3 full, 6 half. They feel a little different than the other ones I have. They're a little, I don't know, the plastic's a little bit different. It's a pan. It'll fit into a standard metal box. They're by Color Factory. I have a few things by Color Factory now that I've tried, which I actually like. The gel stain is great. And then I just got 2 simple palettes. This is a 16 well one. I wish it was half though, because it would be easier for me to work with. I do have something smaller, that's probably like that big, that I have some gouache I mixed in, and it works great. So if I could find something that's half this size, that would be even better. I do have this one, which I'm going to use for gouache, because I need something that I can hold sometimes instead of just having on the desk. I find it sometimes difficult just to keep dabbing on the desk like you do with a watercolor palette. Sometimes I like to move and have the option to do that, depending on what I'm doing. And now I got my paintbrushes. I love cheap watercolor or cheap paintbrushes. It's kind of annoyed because the first dollar store I went to had these brushes, $5. And then I found out, yeah, it's Color Factory. And then I went to Dollarama and they had the exact same sets of brushes, just with their Artist Series logo on it, and they're $3.50. So I got another pack, but now I know I can get these, and they look like decent for dollar store brushes, except the rounds. The rounds are always cut really weird, and I don't know, but the flats and filberts are usually pretty good in the angle brushes. And I just noticed that these three brushes are the same brush. Weird. And then I got an all-purpose brush set. These are just basic take-on brushes. Nothing special about them. They'll work fine for acrylics. Same with these. This is another Color Factory one. They do have some... I'm gonna have to go through my stuff and see if I have anything other than the gel stains for those. And then I have these. These are actually really good. They act more like watercolor brushes than acrylic brushes. They're very soft. I have two sets here. This one has like the little grass making brush because there's notches in it. This one just has some flats. The rounds, like the other one, they're really choppy and weird. The filbert's good. The flats are good. The angle is good. They don't hold a lot of water, but I just was surprised at how well they worked with watercolor. And here's a new set that Dollarama has in. It's their knockoff Simply Simmons set. And I was actually surprised to see this. This was $5. And I don't know about these ones over here because they're very small. And I don't usually use rounds. But we'll give them a go. But I wanted mostly the big flats because I don't have a lot of big flat brushes. And it makes a huge difference. Because I have a bad tendency to choose brushes that are too small for the project. And here we have the paints. I wanted to try some cheap paint. I know they're not going to be very good. Because $1.50 for gouache, you know. These kind of, they remind me of the cheap watercolors I saw people haul from, I think it was Dollar Tree. And so I saw gouache there and I was like, you don't usually see gouache, so I'll get it, give it a go, $1.50, whatever. And these ones intrigue me because they weren't the cakey, chalky things. These are bottles of watercolor paint. I'm kind of wondering if they actually are watercolor paint, because I've tried watercolor paint before from the dollar store and it acted more just like a weird acrylic. I don't know how to explain it. It was like sheer but lumpy. And I was like, I don't know about this. And here we have the infamous cakes. I don't expect much from these, but I mostly wanted it for the tin, and I'll show you why. For these are Dollarama's dupes for Karatake Ganzai. These are excellent. I wouldn't be surprised if they came from like the same factory or whatever, because they're actually pigmented, and when I saw them I wasn't sure if they were the cake in the pans or not, but they are. And then I was like really excited, and then I tried them and see, they're the same thing. I do have 2 sets of Ganzai Tambi. I have, I think, the 48 set, and then I have the Starry Night set. And other than that, I have something called Kisho Ganzai, which is just another brand of the same paints, but that one is like, I think it's like 100 and something colors in it. So I tried these, I swatched these before, and they are excellent, and I highly recommend, especially for $2. These are like a steal, and I highly recommend. And then I thought I'd try something fun, so I got the glow-in-the-dark paints. I wasn't expecting much from them, and they didn't give me much. I already swatched these out. You need several layers to get any, you know, proper effect from them in the dark. I've seen somebody do a Five Below haul, and I think this was the exact set, just not with, you know, the Dollarama logo on it. And I don't know how many layers they did, but it must have been a lot because these are very, very weak. I'm half tempted to like mix in some extra glow-in-the-dark paint to see if it'll affect it any. And then I got some metallic colors from Color Factory. I haven't tried these yet, so I'm wondering how sheer they are. Oh, I didn't realize it came with a plastic tray. We'll see how that goes. And when you go to a dollar store, never, I don't know why people do this, but they believe that the dollar store stuff is high quality or artist grade because it says so on the packaging. Don't believe it. Make sure it's a name brand that's well respected in the community, because otherwise you might get disappointed if your picture starts to fade. And then I got the acrylic paint tube set, 24 colors. I don't expect much from this either. $4, 24 colors acrylic. I expect them to be kind of watery, but we'll give them a go. And I find it funny. I always complain about how sheer dollar store watercolors are, and I use fluid golden acrylics, and that stuff is supposed to be sheer, and it is. And I don't know, it's a weird kind of dissonance, I guess you could say, that I complain about these being sheer when I just use sheer high-grade artist quality paints, usually. I don't know. And some miscellaneous stuff. I got some carbon paper. I'm making some Halloween ornaments right now, and I needed something to transfer some faces onto the wooden blocks I'm doing. And I wanted to use actual designs from like the 60s and stuff like that. So that's going to be great for that. And I got a new cutting mat. I have a few cutting mats, but I don't have this size. I have the big tabletop one, and one that's like about that big. And I just needed something else, something that's the size I can fit into a binder. So when I carry things around, I at least have it ready for me. And I got a bucket of things here. I got the spiral art set. Art track set. This is from Dollarama. No, it's not. It's from Only Deals. This is a fake spiral. I lost the name of it again. Spirograph, that's it. And I just wanted to try it. I don't know if the pen comes with it or not. I haven't opened it. Let's just dump it out. Curious. No pen. But we get 6 or 7 discs to try. And here's all the track pieces. Do these actually fit together okay? Oh. If you squish them, yeah, it's gonna be hard to get apart. But we'll try that later. I also got this calligraphy pen. This is from Forever in Time. I find a lot of dollar stores, and sometimes Walmart carries this brand. I haven't tried their pen yet. I had a Jane Davenport pen, but I broke it. I don't know how. I'm never good with these kind of pens. Anyway, Forever in Time has some really good, as it says, paper craft scrapbooking. They're glues and double-sided tapes I use a lot. They have loads of stickers. And not just like frilly girly stickers either. I have a couple sets of them, and I had some shark ones. And there is a dollar store that's outside of town that carries like like an aisle or two of their stuff, and the price is great. And the thing about that dollar store is that on the outside, it looks like a dump. I thought it was like an abandoned building, and I was like, oh, they have a sign out front saying it's a dollar store. So I went inside and I was like, oh my god, they have everything. They have water brushes and all these pallets and like aisles of crafts, and the outside looks like a dump. I don't know. I don't understand, but I think it's funny. And then I got some stamps. Now, Dollarama stamps are actually really good. I've been using them lately for some Christmas crafts I'm working on, for like putting words and stuff on. These I'm going to use on some wooden blocks. For the winter one, since it's past fall almost, I'm just going to use like the bird and the fox and maybe the hedgehog to make winter ornaments. I think it'd just be really cute. And then I have some Forever in Time stamps, which are also good. I love the icons, and I wanted some words to use, because you cannot go wrong with words. And like $2, you can't beat that, and they work great. And I bought this one mostly for this honeycomb heart. So cute. I love the honeycomb like decals and everything. And so I had to get it. They have a lot of really nice stamps. And I really want to go back to that dumpy dollar store and get some more. And then I just have this bucket I got. It's actually a kid's summer pail, you know, for going making sandcastles and carrying water and all that. And I got it because it's collapsible, and it's just like the Superior watercolor water buckets that come with, you know, like the little, I think it's 16 well Superior watercolor gouache set, which I have somewhere. I don't know where it is, and the gouache is probably moldy now. But yeah, because I didn't want to have to get up every like half an hour to change my water, so I got a giant bucket, and it's a good size. And I also can use it to refill my water brushes, because for my water brushes, to refill them, I use a syringe and sometimes a shot glass, so I don't have to get up all the time for that either. But that's just a couple of tips if anyone's interested. It's so you don't have to get up all the time to refill it. Just use a syringe. It's great. And that is my dollar store haul for art supplies, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get back to you, and hopefully I can make some more videos if anyone's interested. Okay, bye-bye.